Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're gonna create the web page preloader project, which will be very fun to create it. And I don't know if you have realized in any website or booking website, when you are clicking a button to go to another page, an animation pops up and have inside some elements which animates and go around the screen in order to don't get bored when the other page is loading. So let's go with the code and let's have what we can create. Basically, we're gonna create an empty div which has an airplane in the middle, and it will go up and down. Animation will go up and down, and some clouds will come from the right side of the div and go to the left side of the div. Will come totally randomly. We're gonna create this. It's gonna be very fun. We're gonna learn a lot of things, and we're gonna kind of simulate the load effect when we are clicking the button. So let's go to the code and see what we can create. First of all, I have to check if we are, I'm recording myself because sometimes the OBS studio has some problems and stops, and we don't have the image correctly and instantly. Here we are creating our basic elements, index of HTML. We're gonna create the style.css, and finally we're gonna create the app.js, which will be our JavaScript file. We are closing this welcome screen. Yes, we don't need it anymore. We are creating our basic structures in HTML. We're given the style.css link, which is here with dot and slash backslash. We're giving our script with source again with dot and backslash, and we give the app.js. And what else we have here? We're gonna create, basically it's gonna be the HTML1 and HTML2. When we are clicking the HTML1 button, it's gonna transition to HTML2 page. And then when we are clicking in HTML2 page, the button will come to the main page. We're going to simulate the load and preload effect. So we're going to create here the div with a button here, and we're going to say page 2, and here we're going to give some attribute with data. Sorry, we have to write it lowercase, data, and we're gonna name it page. Here, when we click this div, it's gonna transition. It's gonna load the HTML.to page. Here we're gonna say index2.html. Okay. What else we have? And then we're gonna have the div.loader, and in this loader we're gonna have the plain div. I'm gonna make div to be correct, and in this div we're gonna have an image source with a class of play, of course. Class will be the play, and with source I found two images from internet, which they are totally free. It's the cloud with transparent background, and the plane, this plane again with transparent background. This plane, it's gonna flip to the other side, and it's gonna go from the left side to the right side. So I'm gonna close the map, closing the images. Let's see what else we're gonna get it. Yes, that's enough. I'm gonna create the index2.html. Okay, I'm gonna copy everything inside here. It's gonna be everything the same, but with few slight changes inside. It's gonna be page 1, and the source will be the index.html. So with HTML side, I think we've done. Let's see if we have something messed up. Okay. Let's look what we got. Open with live server and see what we've got. Okay, we don't get the plane here. Why not? Oh, because I didn't give the source here. Yes, I have to give it image. Oops, sorry. Okay, image, and I want the plane. Also in HTML2 I'm gonna do the same thing, and image backslash plane. Yeah, I'm saving it also, and see what we've got. We've got now the plane, which is very messy, which is ugly looking. We're gonna correct it in a short while, and it's gonna fit perfectly to our page. So let's move on to style.css file and have some styling there. For the time I'm closing it down, and I open my style.css file, and I press the F11 button, which is crops the entire screen, and I have now popped the Visual Studio in my entire screen. So doing the basics, asterisk, and we're gonna give the margin here, which is gonna be 0. We're gonna give the padding. Those are the basic stylings, and the box sizing. The box sizing. It's gonna be box sizing border box. Okay. So for the body, we're gonna do the some basic stylings also. For the body, we're gonna give min height. It's gonna be 100 view height, and the overflow will be I'm gonna save it here, and we're gonna give the overflow hidden. I don't want to have some floating space around events when I'm downsizing or upscale sizing the HTML, the Google Chrome, or the Fire HTML, the Firefox, I mean. Let me see what else we have. I'm gonna style the button, which is the command button in our two pages in HTML and HTML2.html, and index2.html. I'm sorry. Position will be absolute. The top will be 50%. This is my basic styling. The left will be 50% also, and translate will be minus 50%, and minus 50% for the X and Y axis. It's gonna get the item and the element, and it's gonna position it exactly into the center of the screen, no matter what the size of the screen is. So I'm gonna give the font size with 1.5 rem, which is the font size will be white, the font color will be white, and the background, I'm gonna give it a bit of the lightish blue, RGB. It's gonna be 59, 139, and 189. It's a little bit the light blue. I'm gonna give the border none. What else we have here? And the cursor will be pointer. The outline will be none. Why give outline? I don't know. I'm not gonna give the outline. The padding. Oops. I forgot the comma here. The padding will be 1 rem go up and down of the div which gonna represent my button styling, and from left and right I'm gonna give the rem of 5 and 5 rem, and I'm gonna give some letter spacing of 2 pixels, and I'm gonna give a little bit to the edges some curves. Curvy will be curvy, and I'm gonna say border radius 5 pixels. Border radius will be 5 pixels. Let's see what we've got so far. I'm pressing in F11. I'm downsized the window of Visual Studio, and as you can see now our buttons here are nice looking. I'm going also to HTML2.html, and I have the same thing. Page 1, go to page 1, and here go to page 2. That's good. I'm upscaling again my style.css because we have a lot of work here to do. I'm now styling my loader. The loader is the pop-up window, which is gonna have the size of the entire screen and will be in opacity 0.5 and will be black, and will be a little bit of with opacity of half visibility. We're gonna see now what I'm gonna mean. That position absolute, top is gonna be 0, left is 0 again, and minimum height is 100 view height. It's gonna get the entire height of the screen, and the min width is again 100 view width. It's gonna get the entire width of the screen. This is the background part of the loader. Display will be flex. It's flex. I'm downsizing and see if I'm recording myself. Yes, I'm recording. I'm still here. That's great. That's great. Let me see. The loader is flex. The justify content will be center. Justify content. I'm gonna grab all the elements and I'm gonna center it to my div. Align items. Sorry. I'm gonna get to the center. I'm gonna give the justify content will be center. Everything will be center. And with align items, I'm gonna grab every element inside this div and I'm gonna center it to the screen of inside in a related div. I mean, yes, the background now, as I told you, it's gonna be with slight opacity. The background will be RGBA, red, green, blue, and alpha. 000 will be black, and 0.2 for the alpha value. Transition. In a transition, I'm going to transition only the opacity of this div. So I'm going to declare here opacity. I don't want anything else to be transited. I'm going to give it to is. And here for pointer events will be none. And for the time being, I'm going to give the opacity 0. Okay. And after that, I'm going to show you what I mean. For now, let's style the plain div. Plain div. Position will be again absolute. Display will be flex. Display flex. What else we have? Justify content center. The basics again. Justify content basic. Center. I don't want anything else to be happening here. Align items here again. Center. For the min height, for the min width of this div will be 50 view height, and the minimum height again 50 view height. The background I'm gonna give light sky blue, yeah. And it's gonna be round shaped, this div, which I'm gonna represent inside the animation of clouds, and the animation of plane will be round shaped. Border radius will be 50%, and I'm gonna give a slight border width around the circle, and it's gonna be 20 pixels. It's gonna be white and with slight opacity near to 0. So what else is remaining? I'm gonna say border 20 pixels, solid again. I like solid border. RGBA, it's gonna be 255, and 0.3. Close it down. I don't know why this Visual Studio is doing this. The Z index will be 1, and again for now I'm gonna give the overflow hidden. For the plane also, I'm gonna say plane. Let me grab all the codes down. Plane. I get the plane class, and I'm styling a little bit. I'm gonna say height 50 pixels, 9 pixels, sorry. I'm gonna give the animation. I'm gonna say plane move. It's gonna be 1.5 seconds. Ease, and I wanna be infinite and alternate. As you remember, in my previous lesson we did some animation, and we had this slide moving up and down, and it wasn't so ugly. If you don't give the alternate option, then when the plane goes up, it's gonna jumps immediately down with a very ugly animation, and it's gonna do it for infinite time, and it's gonna be very ugly. So this alternate gives a little bit smoother move to the plane, which goes like it's floating to the air very smoothly. We're gonna see it what I mean in a second. Z index again, it's gonna be 1. For the cloud styling also, I'm gonna style a little bit the clouds. Position will be absolute. The height of the cloud will be 50 pixels. And the right will be 0%. It's gonna move to the outside of the my div, the main div, round shaped div. You're gonna see in a second what I mean. And I'm gonna create a class here with fading, and I'm gonna give the opacity to 1. I need curly brackets. Opacity 1. And finally I'm giving here the animations for keyframes. My first animation will be the plane move. I'm doing for 0%. And say transform. I'm gonna rotate the plane. I'm gonna flip the plane to the other side. Rotate Y with an angle of 180 degrees. And I'm gonna say translate -20 pixels. I'm gonna copy all this, okay? And for here, for 100%, I'm gonna give, oops, I don't need this. I'm gonna give to 20 pixels, from -20 to 20 pixels. It's gonna jump smooth here. Our plane move is done. I'm gonna create animation now for my clouds. Add keyframes. This name will be cloud move. For the 0%, we're gonna give the right value for -20%, and for 100%, I'm gonna give the right value 100%. Okay. I'm pressing save, and let's see what we've got here. As you can see now, we cannot see anything because we gave the opacity here for 0. Let's do it 1 and save it. Why this is happening? Oh my god. This is gonna be translate Y. Translate Y. Okay. But why my div is like here? Let me see what we've done wrong here. Loader will be new width 10%. Oh my god, 100%. Okay, we correct it. As you can see now, we have only the plane which goes up and down very smoothly, and we have no cloud animations for the time being. We're gonna create it now in Javascript file, and we'll have a very nice page preloader. Let's see how we are gonna make it. I'm opening again my Visual Studio, and I'm going to my app.js, and let me see what I've got here. For our software developers, it's very important to drink some water. This is very important for our health and mental health, of course, because we're spending too many hours sitting and coding all the time that we forget the world, the rest of the world. We don't drink water, we don't exercise, we don't doing social things, which in nowadays is the social distancing is very important. We have to protect ourselves and our health and our society around us, because as we know we have this disease. I don't want to say the name, you know it. Let's continue with our JavaScript file. Here I'm gonna grab the button, the divs which I named button, and I say document query selector with button class, and second I'm gonna grab my plain div, okay. Okay. Document dot query selector. I'm getting my plain div here. Do I record myself? Let me see. Yeah, I'm here. Haha. Sometimes, because as I told you, and I'm gonna tell it until the end of the video, OBS Studio stops recording my face, stops recording everything. I don't know what's happening. I think I might have some updates in my software, and it's gonna be gone away. In the button now, I'm adding the event listener, the click event listener. Let's say click, create a arrow function, okay, and I'm gonna say document dot query selector. I'm gonna grab the loader and say I'm gonna add the class. I'm gonna say class list dot add, and here I'm gonna add the fading class. Oops, sorry. Fading class, and here now starts the point which we're gonna trick a little bit the web page, and we're gonna create the illusion of loading page, because we, as you know, we are in a local host, and as soon as we click the button, we're gonna jump to the next page, and we will not have the ability to see the preloader animation. So I'm gonna say here set timeout, opening my I'm creating now here my arrow function, and for this timeout I'm gonna give the value of 10 seconds. We're gonna see it very clearly how the animation works to the page. And say again, I'm gonna copy this, okay, I'm gonna say remove. As soon as the timeout ends, it's gonna remove the fading class, and then we will not see again the preloader animation after the 10-second period ends. And what else we have here? And after this we are going to relocate our page to href, and as you remember, we have some attributes button, get attribute, and it was the data page attribute, Okay, what else is left here? And the rest is my I'm gonna create the clouds animation. Say set interval. The reason I'm giving this to interval is that in a timeout section we cannot create the illusion of the cloud animations as the page stacks, and we are waiting the period to finish. So how the cloud moves, how the plane moves up and down, this is why we give it to style.css, and we don't have any relation with our app.js file. So now we're gonna see how this works. I'm gonna get the y, say let y, I'm gonna get a random value. I'm gonna say math.floor and say math.random, and I'm gonna give the value of 300 pixels for this. Okay, so I'm gonna also create an illusion which is gonna get like the flip coin. It's gonna be 0 and 1. If it's 0, then the cloud will go back from the back of the plane. If it's 1, the cloud will pass from the front of the plane. I'm gonna create this illusion of clouds passing randomly, even from the back of the plane or from the front of the plane. It's gonna get the flip coin random number. So let cloud, and we are creating document dot create element. We're gonna create an element of image. Okay, here we're gonna say cloud dot source. It's gonna get our source from our image file, which we downloaded from the internet with background of opacity value .png. Then in our cloud file we're gonna add as a class we're adding the class of cloud. Sorry, cloud class. Okay, that's good. Also, we're getting the style top. We are giving to our cloud the top value which we created with a random. It's gonna select from 0 to 300 one value, and we're gonna assign it to our top, which is gonna be y plus pixels, because it's not working if we don't give the pixel value. So here we're adding the animation to our cloud animation, and it was, our animation's name was cloud move. We're gonna give it 2 seconds, ease out and forwards. As soon as the animation from the right side of the screen goes to the left, then stays there and it doesn't go back, forth and go back, forth and go back. Okay, it stays there and finishes. So what else we have? And now we're creating the illusion of passing from front of the or from the back of the plane. Cloud.style z index. In here we're creating I'm not creating because I didn't create here. I'm so sorry. So here I'm giving let back or front, and say math.floor and math.random. I want 0 or 2, 0 or 1. So here we're creating, we say back or front equals to 1. We're asking this. This is a kind of if-else statement. This kind of here we say if the front equals to 1 from this random number, then I'm giving the z-index to 10, or I'm giving the z-index value to -10. Okay, and after this I'm appending my plaintiff, appending my cloud to plaintiff, append child, and we say cloud. Okay, pressing save, and I think we've done. Let's see what we got. We've got here. Okay. Oops, I forgot to give the, okay, that's my fault. I'm going back, I'm giving the loader 0 opacity, okay. I'm closing it, and as soon as I want to go to the page 2, we are waiting here the animation to finish for 10 seconds. And we went to, as you can see, we went to index2.html, and when we are clicking, when we want to go to our main page, we're clicking again, and we're waiting for another 10 seconds. It's loading the page now. We're waiting. And as you can see now, we went to index.html. We're clicking once again because I like this animation. The cloud goes front, it goes back, it goes again front, it goes front, it comes front back, and that's it. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you stayed till the end, this means a lot to me. If you like this video, you can give thumbs up, and if you share this video for me, it's gonna mean a lot. I'm gonna be very happy. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It's gonna help me a lot. And thanks for watching. Yeah, that was it. We had fun. I'm gonna do it one more time because I like it also. Thanks again for watching my video, and see you in my next tutorial very soon. Bye.